Everything that you want is because you think you will feel better in the having of it. Whether it's a material object or a pile of money or a relationship, a circumstance, an event, doesn't matter what it is. Everything that you want is because you believe you will feel better in the having of it. And as we are together today, and before you leave, we would like you to really come to realize that the having of it can happen immediately, the vibrational having of it. Now we know that's so annoying. You want the money in your bank and the lover in your bed and blah, 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 blah. We know. You want the materialization of it. But we want you to understand that if you can, just for a little while, focus upon the vibrational nature of your being, and just for a little while, use the emotional guidance system that you were born with that is explicitly about understanding that vibrational variance or absence of it. In other words, are you in alignment with what you're asking for, or are you in resistance to what you're asking for? So as you begin to consciously pay attention to how you are feeling, and you begin to deliberately offer your thoughts with the intention of soothing that gap, of soothing that resistance, of allowing yourself to be a vibrational match to what you're asking for, as you begin to just focus a little more precisely, it's our promise to you that you will begin to feel a whole lot better. And on the heels of feeling a whole lot better, on the close heels of feeling a whole lot better, consistently better, all kinds of demonstrations that you're on the right path, meaning the path to what you are desiring, demonstrations to let you know that, and manifestations that are evidence of you and what you want being in the same vibrational place, and therefore being in the same manifested place. You can't be a vibrational variance and get it. It's just that simple. If you want it and feel good about wanting it, that's the other way of saying it. If you desire it and the desire feels good to you while you are desiring it, then there's no vibrational variance. And when there's no vibrational variance, new words we haven't said to you before, do you like them? No vibrational variance. When there's no vibrational gap between your newly hatched desires or your oldly hatched desires and where you stand, when there's no variance, then there's no resistance. And since there is a path of no resistance, now you must realize it. We want to talk about how fun it is along the path, even when there is a little resistance. Because sometimes going down a path that has some resistance also brings more clarification about what you want. How are you going to know what you want if you don't have some variety in your experience? So we think that what's freaking you out, it does freak you out. We think that what's freaking you out about things that you desire that have not shown up fully in your experience is that you continue to be a vibrational variance to them, and that's the freak out. So recently, in one of the seminars, we made a statement that you inspired from us that said, when you don't say what you mean, the universe knows what you mean. So let's say that you are upset about something, but you're pretending that you are not. So you have a smile on your face, and you're using those nice words, but you don't mean what you're saying. Well, the universe hears what you mean and responds to what you mean. So some have said, fake it until you make it. And we say, nice try. Because what you mean is what you mean, and what you mean is how you feel. So if you feel uncomfortable about something, you have to be the soother of that discomfort. You have to be the soother of that discomfort. And that's such an interesting thing, because you are surrounded by so many annoying people who, if they would just behave better, you would feel better. We know that's what you think. But we want you to begin now to take complete responsibility for the way you feel and let all of them off the hook for a few reasons, but this is the most important one. You can't control them. And when you try, you just mess your life up. And you teach yourself something over and over again. You try something that doesn't work over and over again until you begin to feel unworthy because what you want doesn't come, or defeated because it's harder than it ought to be. And so today we want to help you to come into awareness first, and you're so close to being there, in many cases already there, that it's going to be an easy conversation. Awareness of what you're doing vibrationally. And then we'll just talk for all of the time that we are together about ways, and you will help us demonstrate how to come into more steady vibration alignment with who you are. It seems like a good time to talk about how things move from vibration into tangible.
Yeah.
Through the pipe. But how does it happen? How does it happen? How does it come? So you're on that vibrational wavelength, wanted or unwanted. Let's say wanted. You're on that vibrational wavelength. You've been there for a little while. So now you've got some momentum going. So more thoughts are beginning to flow to you. Ideas are beginning to flow. Can you accept an idea as a manifestation, as an early manifestation? Oh, here's an even better question. Can you accept an emotion as a manifestation? Ooh, it is, isn't it? So what's an emotion a manifestation of? It's a manifestation, an amplification, a demonstration of your vibration. Your vibration and what? Your vibration and its relationship to its subject. So the stronger the emotion you feel, not good feeling or good feeling, then the more access you have to ideas and future manifestations. You see how it works? So you want to not think about those things that don't feel good, and you want to think about those things that do feel good. But most of all, you want to know the difference, do you? So can you think about a lot of subjects that you've had, or a lot of conversations that you've had with a lot of people about manifestations as you've been sorting them into wanted and unwanted piles? Can you feel the futility of that? Can you feel how often that you were on a not very high-flying disc, and that was the time that you had a teaching moment with someone that you care about? Have you ever got after somebody about something that they didn't just demonstrate more of it to you? It's uncanny. You say, didn't I just tell you that? And they want to say, I don't know what came over me. I just had such a strong impulse to give you more of this thing that I know you do not want. I didn't mean to do it. I was just walking along minding my own business, and I felt inspired to annoy you, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it came from. So there is all manner of abundance around. Well, if you believe that, then you didn't contradict anything there. So you made a statement that allows you to still float on the high-flying disc or move in the direction of it. Abundance comes in lots of forms. We have abundance of sunshine. We have abundance of water. We have abundance. And don't say things you don't mean. If it's been cloudy for a month, don't say that. If you're in a drought, don't say that either. You see what we're getting at? You have to say what you mean that feels good when you say it. So you got to feel around and find those things, because what you're doing, you're establishing that first 17 seconds. And the first 17 seconds that you establish is what's going to keep the momentum going. And law of attraction will help you find the more and the more and the more and the more. So two things are your objectives. One is you want to be on the high-flying disc if you can. The other is you want to be as general as you can so to not compromise. And you want not to emphasize or add energy to, you do not want to affirm what you do not want. And so this is a little bit tricky thing that we are clarifying here. Sometimes by demanding what you want in feeling the absence of it, you affirm in opposition to what you mean to affirm. Esther had the most exhilarating experience a few weeks ago with these two little people that she loves more than life itself, her granddaughter and grandson. They went to the fair in Del Mar. And right from the beginning, they got off on different foots. Kate was blissed out, Luke not so much. So the first thing that happened, Kate won on this spinning wheel, something she really, really wanted, because the man let her spin 3 times till she got what she wanted. Luke spun once and got something he didn't want and didn't get offered any more spins. Not fair, is it? Mm-hmm. So then off they went. The little games. Luke plays basketball. He's really, really good at it. But there was a sort of rigged hoop. And Esther couldn't spend enough money to help him get one in. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. 3 more balls, please. Kate threw it. First time, went in. Freaky. She won a great big Pegasus. So beautiful, pink and white. So as the day progressed, it was like that. Just more of the same. Kate won so many things that they had to make a trip to the car. They couldn't carry them all. And Luke said, it's like they don't want me to win. And Esther just observed. She wanted him to change his mood. She so wanted him to feel different than he did. She just wanted to shake him into happiness. Be nice if that worked. Even though it defies every law that we know to be. So at the end, they had gone to the fair really because there was the Train concert. And all of them liked Train so much. And stage manager picked Kate from the audience to go on stage with Train. Incredible. Incredible. And as Esther looked, happy, not happy, happier, less happy, 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 happier, unhappier, 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 unhappier. It was the most remarkable experience. And nothing could be done. That's not the time to have the teaching moment, is it? Not with anybody else and not with you either. And then the concert was over. It was almost time to leave the fair. The band played its last number. The crowd applauded and applauded and applauded and applauded and applauded and demanded an encore, and out they came again. Another wonderful song, and lead singer has 3 more t-shirts which he lobs into the audience, and Kate gets one of them. And so as Esther watched this, because sometimes Kate is Luke, and sometimes Luke is Kate, and sometimes Esther is Kate, and sometimes Esther is Luke. In other words, we do not want Luke to seem synonymous with being out of the vortex, because he isn't out of the vortex. He isn't off his high-flying disc. He just was that day. And everything reflected his mood, and everything reflects your mood too. And so we want you to take one day at a time and to recognize that this is the day, this is the moment that is your point of attraction. And in this moment that is your point of attraction, how you doing? And if you're doing all right, then affirm. If you're not doing all right, then do something about doing all right. And sometimes the best thing that you can do about feeling better than how you're feeling is take a nap. Sometimes that's the best choice. Or take a walk. Don't call that friend that you vent to. Don't vent. Don't verbalize. Don't affirm. Don't affirm with your words. Don't affirm with your mind. Don't affirm with your fist. Don't affirm. Don't affirm unless you're sure you're on the high-flying disc. It is our promise to you. As you know the difference, and you do. And when you're on the high-flying disc, you get more and more specific. And when you're on less than high-flying discs, you become less and less and less specific. In other words, the less specific you are, the sooner that path dries up. The more, first time, the more specific you are, the more you open the valve, you open the pipe. So